7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
I was literally about to say it's Saturday. Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad. We are doing WWT Live Open. So what does that mean? For $2 or more, you can ask us any questions. You can ask prediction questions. You can ask us the theories of what is going on with WWE because there's a lot going on, all that good stuff. However, I am not alone. The PR princess herself, Courtney Rice, is in the building.
Yeah.
What up, Courtney?
Happy Friday. I feel like we're finally at Friday because I love of wrestling.
Yes, definitely. Before we get into the, theories and all that good stuff, let's just say happy birthday to Io Sky. It's her birthday today. And yeah, sorry, my phone was going off. Definitely happy birthday to her. I feel like I hope they do her justice. So me and Christina, we covered WWE Unreal the second season where we were talking about it, where they were talking about Io and Triple H's relationship and how he's really pulling for her. So I really hope with everything that is going on, that at least some I want to say celebrities, some superstars are protected, and I hope Io is one of them. Courtney,
I hope so too, because she is actually a joy that people want to see every week. It doesn't matter if it's Raw or SmackDown. She is a joy to watch and one of the best female wrestlers on the planet right now.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let her hype fool you because she will drop kick you instantly. And even with so many banger matches, starting from going way back to when she was at Stardom and then NXT. And then, of course, when she was women's champion, because I know Bayley got a lot more attention than her, even though she was the champion at that time. But happily, she's on her own. Yeah, granted, she's teaming up with Rhea and everything else. But Io Sky has definitely found a way to be on her own. And the fans do love her because almost every week they chant for Io. And she's going to get a nice birthday weekend because she will be in action tomorrow at Backlash.
It's crazy to think that, and I know the PLEs changed slightly, but it's just like you turn around and it's like, oh, there's another PLE. Here we go. And then with that, if you live from PLE to PLE, just life goes by so quickly. And speaking of quickly, the Dark Side of the Ring season 7 set to release. Sets release date, a 3-part premiere that focuses on Jeff Jarrett and TNA, which is going to be very interesting. Seem like it's when anything, and it's not due to the fact that companies are trying to not talk about the bad stuff or not go, to the full extreme of both sides. It's just sometimes you just don't have enough time to talk about everything. And TNA has been around for a long period of time. So to do a 3-part on Jeff Jarrett and TNA, which I think it might be separate, is going to be interesting. But I am happy that they are, because I don't think TNA gets its the light and the accolades shone on them like obviously WWE does. Any information on this, Courtney?
So Variety did put out an exclusive story, and going back to your point, there needs to be 6 parts because there's so much in TNA that has to be said from everything. Like if you did not even watch it when it was the Impact Zone and when Dixie Carter was in charge, and then you had Vince Russo working there. I mean, there are just so many layers with TNA. A lot of people would not even know. I feel like 6-part series they need to do it. But I'm very excited. It's coming back. And you have people like Paul Orndorff, the Big Boss Man, even Zach Gowen, even also the match between Butcher and Samoa Joe is going to be on there. And Rick Wilson will be on there too, along with many others. But I'm very intrigued that I'm happy that it's back. Definitely, if you have not chance to watch Dark of the Ring, I highly recommend watching some past seasons. You will need a box of tissues because some of them are very, very heartbreaking to watch. So please make sure to have a box of tissues with you.
And scary. Look, there is one. I remember the last. I can't remember the name of it. The last one I think it was talking about death matches. And yeah, that was the last one. I can't handle blood like that. And that was the last one I saw. And it's like I need to circle back, but it's just like the Dark Side of the Ring, it is so well done because they do try to tell all the angles of the person's story or the company's story. And sometimes it gets, the dark side of things. But yeah, with that being said, with TNA, I do think TNA, as far as storylines, it had a moment where it's like, okay, what are you guys doing? But for the moments it says, okay, what are you guys doing? It's not as a long period as WWE is. It seems like with WWE, it's almost like it's a big cruise line that you're trying to turn around, as opposed as TNA is like a smaller boat where it's like, okay, we didn't really like these ideas or these are not working, and they can kind of get back onto the path of people actually liking the storyline and products. That's my take on that. And with that being said, they have a new TNA champion, Lei Ying Lee. So congratulations to her. I need to get back into TNA again. It's just too much. It's a lot for a wrestling creative to watch all of it and keep track of all of it. But definitely congratulations to her. What's the news on this, Courtney?
So if you did watch TNA last night, she beat Ariana Grace to win the TNA Knockouts title. She's now a two-time Knockouts champion, and it might have been with you or somebody else, but I think TNA is kind of it was Kane and I. We were talking about TNA, and TNA is going through a little bit of a rebuild mode because, well, they did release some of their people in their tag team division and their knockouts division, so they're kind of in a rebuilding mode. I'm hoping that Lei has a really good title run this time around. Obviously, of course, she has a rivalry with Xia Brookside, so that should help at least elevate the knockouts division a little bit because their rivalry is starting to heat up just a bit. I have been seeing clips here and there on TNA socials, but they have some stories lined up. I would love to see them succeed. And I think you kind of go back to your point when TNA first started, they took a lot of shots at WWE. They wanted to be the number 2 wrestling company in the world. And obviously, of course, they did make a lot of original stars that a lot of people did not know had their star in TNA, like AJ Styles, Frankie Kazarian, Abyss, the entire
Chelsea
Team
Green.
Canada. Yep. Entire Team Canada with Scott D'Amore, Bobby Roode, Petey Williams, Eric Young, everybody. And even helped rejuvenate careers like Gail Kim. It helped rejuvenate her career and a lot of many other people who were released by WWE. And also Naomi too, but she was Trinity on TNA or Impact.
That seems like such a long time ago. That's so crazy. It's so crazy. So with that being said, kind of looking at the people being released from TNA, and then also obviously we had a lot of releases and people stepping down from WWE. Do you think that all of this does also have to do with, it's not only the sport, but it seems like North America in a whole, because Canada is kind of experiencing it too, is like a downward of jobs and people making money and people holding on to money and things getting more expensive. Do you think this is the reshuffle of what's happening? It's not and I know we've all seen it and we're going to get into it, part company greed, but part like we need to hold on with what we have because we might not have enough. Or what do you think is happening with these shakeups?
It's really hard to say because obviously, of course, you just said the money part, the business part. I mean, some people, and I hate to use this word very well, it's pretty much mediocrity that people want. It's like they don't want to take it to the next level. I mean, granted, there's a lot of things happening going in and out of wrestling a bit, obviously, because the job market is terrible right now and you can't find any opportunities out of nothing. And also people are trying to make a living. They want to eat. They want to make some money. They're trying to do everything they can. But there are some parts of wrestling that are still booming. Granted, some people that are running it can be a little bit sleazy, but at the same time, at least some of them are trying to get it right. Obviously, of course, we've seen with TNA, they're still surviving for 23, 24 years because some people thought they were dead, but here we are. Same thing with AEW. People thought AEW was going to die after year 3, year 4, but it's 7 years old right now. You're seeing what's happening in New Japan and Stardom, and even in the independent scene, some of them are still trucking with like House of Glory, Defy Wrestling, Reality of Wrestling. So it is starting to pick up a little bit. I mean, granted, there are going to be a few hurdles in between, but some of them are still driving along the way, even though they have a small team. But I am rooting for them because I don't want it to die. But hopefully wrestling, it is peaking up a little bit in some areas. And if you have not seen what's happening in the independent scene, you need to go watch it.
Yeah. The good thing with the independent scene right now and where we are right now is that, to me, the independent scene, say that 3 times, seems stronger because of social media, meaning that you might not necessarily, and I don't know how this works on the back end for promotions per se, but somebody who's a champion at a indie scene, indie promotion, posting it on social media and continuing to post it on social media, like, you know, House of Glory, etc. You're going to know of that company. And when that company comes into town, say a la Los Angeles, people are going to show out. Versus, you know, even 10 years ago, social media wasn't as, it's like concentrated chaos. It wasn't as structured as it is now. So like, if you're following the right people, you can literally make a good living on the independent scene, you know, barring you're in the right area, all that good stuff. So it's a good thing. I think I see Joseph talking about the ISPW, you know, stuff like that. Like, it's just so many good promotions out there that you can enjoy wrestling. On the flip side, it does seem kind of saturated, but it only seems saturated to the people who are trying to watch everything. You almost have to just kind of, you know, find what you like and support that. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Speaking of that, definitely shout out to Eric, Jeffrey, Bosa, Lynette in the chat. And we have our watch along happening tonight with Honey. With that being said, what is happening on SmackDown tonight, Courtney?
Oh boy, yeah, we got SmackDown tonight. We got the final go home show before Backlash tomorrow. We did find out on WWE socials that Jacob Fatu is going to kick off tonight's broadcast of SmackDown right before his big match against Roman Reigns. Very curious on what's he going to say tonight after putting him in another submission hold on Monday night on Raw. So we'll hear his final words before he goes up against the Tribal Chief. We're also going to have the new Women's United States Champion, Tiffany Stratton, taking on Kiana James one-on-one. This is a really great opportunity for Kiana James because she did make a showing at the Royal Rumble this year, and very happy she'll be going up against Miss Tiffy. Apparently we're gonna have a segment with the gingerbread man because I don't know why there's a funeral happening, but yeah, apparently it's gonna be the funeral of the gingerbread man, so it's going to be very interesting how this is going to play out. We're also going to have a 6-woman tag team match after making their debut on SmackDown. Fatal Influence will be taking on the women's champion Rhea Ripley as she teams up with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. We're also going to see Gunther and Cody Rhodes after the sneak attack Gunther had last week on the reigning champ. Very curious on what Gunther has to say, especially going after Cody Rhodes' WWE Undisputed Championship. And also we have Damian Priest, one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, will be going up against Tamala Tonga from the MFTs. All this and more happening on SmackDown tonight at the top of the hour, 8 p.m. on USA. And is there anything in particular that you're interested in SmackDown on the final go-home show before Backlash?
I'm here. I'm curious to see what Jacob has to say. This gingerbread man segment, I mean, it's funny, but it's also kind of like trying to think of a good analogy. It's like you're at a company, right? And they just, which has happened to WWE, they just did like massive layoffs, and you know, now you are it's on with the show because the show must go on, but you do a funeral for the gingerbread man. It's just like, I don't know if this is necessarily the play, but I don't know. I didn't think, and I feel silly for thinking that, hey, we're in a new era. Everything's gonna be great now. Storyline's gonna be the abundant. Triple H is heading the ship, and everything's gonna be great. And that's what I thought. But the ebbs and flows of life, and the fact that this product is, week in, week out, and you had the Endeavor takeover, the TKO takeover, Nick Khan running the show. All these things are happening, and I feel, I don't know, I don't want to say I'm slightly silly. I just feel like I should have known that shenanigans were going to be, it was going to be a short period of time. It's kind of like you date the guy. Here's my analogy, y'all. Come bring back the terrible analogy. That you date the guy and he's amazing. You finally get married. You had the wedding of your dreams, and now you have to do dishes, and you're just like, I didn't. I mean, I know it has to happen, but this is not what this is not my version of happiness. So that's kind of how I feel with WWE. But the version of happiness is the councilman is in the building.
That was a horrible analogy. Horrible. Horrible to the 10th power. You sound like every woman relationship podcast, just some bullshit. Fuck, you didn't know.
Didn't I start it with I'm bringing back my horrible analogy, and then he says that's a horrible analogy? Like, duh, it's a horrible analogy.
That was horrible. That girl, so that lady said he got everything that has made me happy. We got married. Now I got to do dishes. What is my life? I'm
now
like,
I gotta do dishes.
This is why so many people single. This right here.
And then they end up doing the dishes anyway. Go figure.
And then you got a dishwasher. So you ain't really even doing dishes. You just putting dishes up to be clean.
Let's be clear. The dishwasher, and I've learned this the hard way. The dishwasher, you still have to wash. You still have to like wash the dishes. You can't just put the dish in the dishwasher without, the little crummies, because it fucks up the dishwasher. I have learned that.
I mean, if you're not letting dishes soak like you're not supposed to, and you rinse and clean, because the faucets have two different settings in most houses, that easily comes off. Right. Set it in the dishwasher. Dishwasher goes.
Right. It's a bit much. I feel like
marriage counseling was it all went wrong when I had to start washing dishes. Like, what?
No, what? The analogy is everything is amazing. You have this wedding, everybody's taking care of you with all this thing, and now it's like, oh, now back to real life. And that's what WWE feels like. Oh, back to real life. They have to. We were in this honeymoon phase where we were getting these great stories, and I mean, I'll speak for myself. I don't know how you felt about it. Well, we were getting these great stories, and we came from a dark place where, and let's also be straight. There was a good era with it. Without Vince, WWE wouldn't be where it is now. But there was a dark period where it's just like, what is happening right now? And then. We thought it was amazing, and then now people are getting cut, and Nick Khan's getting a pay increase, while other people are like, "Nah, I'm good." It's the next year is gonna be so strange.
You know what's also funny? It's always funny how WWE always goes to shit when the Bellas are there. Oh. Ain't that a coincidence? No, every time it's like, man, I don't know about this product. That's when you hear you can. But you can't touch. Like, yo, they did it again. I'm not saying it's them, but it's one of those, like, the signs are here when they start popping up. Like, oh, this is where we're about to enter into. Gotcha.
Well then, this was now we learned about pre-dishwashing, etc. What we're also going to learn about is AEW Fairway. to Hell preview. Courtney, what do we have that's happening tomorrow?
Yeah, we're gonna shift over. So if you don't want to watch Backlash tomorrow, you have Fairway to Hell in West Palm Beach, Florida. Just a friendly reminder, it will be on TBS tomorrow at 8 p.m. So just a quick reminder, set your DVR. Yes.
Is this a PLE or is this?
It's a special that they're doing. It's like a 1 hour special that they're doing.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
cool. Yeah, it's a 1 hour special that they're doing tomorrow at 8 p.m. on TBS, since apparently it is hockey playoffs on TNT.
Most of them will be doing Collision tomorrow?
No, this is going to be the special replacing Collision, because they did a 3 hour special on Wednesday.
Okay. Just for us that don't know, when with the 411.
No, I appreciate you raising your hand.
Yeah. That's the person that don't mind doing the dishes. They raise their hand. It doesn't go all wrong when you get home and like dishes are there. I can't do this marriage anymore.
Wait, Councilman, are you single or are you dating? Because this is a perfect advertisement to get yourself a wife.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All of my friends are horrible trying to set me up. I don't want help for any of you people. Ever.
Any of you people?
Wow.
Never again. Nope. Wow. Every time it happens, don't nobody pick nobody that I want. They be picking like, hey, I think you would be good for her. What about my needs? What about me? And then got the nerve to go, what about you? We pairing you up with a good girl. The fuck am I, dude? I feel like the woman in this. We're gonna give this dude to you in exchange for 3 pigs and 2 goats, and he gonna make you happy. Like, what kind of shit is this? Nope, don't nobody listen. Don't nobody be listening.
Wow, Jeffrey, if you're single, your wallet's safe. Wow.
That's facts. That's facts. I mean, that's not a bad. Hold on. He's not wrong, because think about it. If you a good dude, you're gonna spend on your lady. You're not gonna mind spending on your lady.
Well, so with that being said, are you looking for a wife or are you not looking for a wife?
I'm looking. If I'm dating, and just know I have selected that one to be a wife. I'm not dating for the sake of dating. I am not lonely. I have walls that I talk to and they talk back. So I am never by myself. We've gotten there in my mental. So if I'm looking to date, I am looking to date to marry. So don't come at me with no bullshit. I don't want to be your lunch bae. I don't want to be your take lunch me to the movie. I don't want to be lunch bae. I don't want to be lunch bae. No, I don't want to be that. I know how to cook. I live by myself. Y'all don't need to know about my finances right now. My brain is big. I have other things, but you can figure that out for yourselves. Getting to know me. All I know is I'm a catch. I am a catch. And I'm just waiting for the right woman to just sign the lease of my life and be like, yep, I live here now. No lunch bays, though. No lunch bays. I'm not taking you on no happy hours. I will happily split the check. Happily. Feminism, right? That everybody equal, right? We will split these sushi rolls. And she gonna pay for them drinks because I didn't get a drink. All I had was water. I don't drink liquor. So about this 1 hour special, I like the graphics though. I like
they are nice graphics. They are very nice. Darby Allin, or as I call him, Evil Knievel Jr., will be going one-on-one with Pac. They get to renew their rivalry one-on-one because before Darby has to face off against Okada next week, he has to face off against Pac one-on-one for the AEW World title. So he's continuing his reign as AEW World Champion. And we're also going to have the reigning AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, the Divine Dominions, in action. Since they are the reigning champs, who's going to be their latest victims? I have no idea. Who's going to be the team that's going to step up to the plate? Well, you're just going to have to find out who's going to be the next team to step up against Megan Bayne and Lena Cross. And we're also going to have Jack Perry, who is continuing his national tour. and he's going one-on-one with the Don Callis family's Mark Davis for the AEW National Championship match. These are the 3 matches since this is a 1-hour show. This is happening tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on TBS. So make sure to set your reminders, DVR, everything that you need to know. And is there a match in particular that you guys are interested in? If you don't want to watch Backlash, you can also watch this.
I mean, it ain't that I don't want to watch Backlash. It's not that. But I mean, I'm very interested in seeing Pac and Clubfoot. I'm definitely interested in seeing them two go at it. Like that's gonna be crazy. Jack Perry too. You know, Jack Perry, man. Like after the question I asked him and it almost made him cry, I became a fan of his even more. I'm like, you know what, man? And you beat up CM Punk. I'm really a fan of you. Anybody whoop Pepsi Field's ass and he don't want to talk about it, it's okay in my book.
All right.
I'm just gonna say this. Darby Allin and Pac is gonna be a good match. Wheeler Yuta, if you stick your big nose in it again, you need to get yourself out of there. Somebody needs to kick you out of there because you interfered in the match at Full Gear between Darby and Pac. I don't want to see your face anymore. I don't want to see your bald-headed, annoying self. Just get out of here. That's all I need to see. I don't want to see Wheeler Yuta interfere.
We do need a clean conclusion between them. I will say we do need a clean conclusion between Pac and Darby. Like I need to see them go at it. And who want the championship more? Like, hold on. Let me ask this. Do you see Pac becoming AEW World Champion?
It's a possibility, but not right now.
Okay, so here's my question. For this match, is this where we want to see them give it their all, or would you rather see it somewhere else? Like if we got a chance to have them like in Wembley Stadium for the AEW Championship, would it be there you want to see it clean and then finally show who's the better competitor? Or is it imperative that it needs to happen now? As far as like a clean
I want to say I think it has to happen now because they're going to set up MJF and Darby for Double or Nothing. And also with the fact too, Okada's the next one. Unfortunately, Okada, like if Okada was not interfered, I would have said Pac would have been the perfect person to do it. Like if Okada did not have a shot, I would have said yes.
Has Okada been champ yet?
Not world champion.
Oh yeah, it's never. Yeah, I'm sorry, Pac. Yeah, no, we got. We got.
I know it's like it's hard to do because I'm like Okada's never challenged for the AEW World Title since he's been here.
I need a title reign of the Rainmaker, man. That gotta happen. That has to happen. Ooh, I'm sorry, Pac. You're gonna have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, if Okada did not get a shot, I would have said Pac, but
that's fair. You all right over there, TK?
Yes, I just had a thing I have to do.
I always got something to do.
The hustle's real. You want to announce the person who just came in? Find your video.
Find the video?
Find the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't know what TK is doing, so let me Bob Finkel this. Ladies and gentlemen, this man here it has turned all of the light posts in Vice City gold right now because the rain has been going fast. Iguanas are now high raised in the stock market price thanks to this politician here. And if you don't know, don't let the screen fool you. This man is Seth Rollins size, picking up over 600-pound squats in the morning. This is what I thought TK would be doing, but I don't ever see TK work out in her videos. It always just be day 7 of 90. We at it again. I don't never see her work out. But you know who you do see? The mayor in the building, ready to go, bringing the positivity to the WWT.
I really appreciate that warm welcome, Councilman. And again, this is how things need to be done here. We need to have some damn decorum. Like the respect just keeps 2 steps forward, 100 steps back. You know, TK, I was going to send you a Mother's Day gift. You can kiss that goodbye now.
Yep.
You kiss that goodbye now.
So I can cancel that Starbucks.
We gotta wait 365 now.
I'll cancel the Starbucks coupon.
I don't drink Starbucks.
It wasn't for
What's
you.
up, special little nobody?
It was for Beulah. This ain't about you.
All right. Well, I am glad you are here, said. So I had to just.
I can't tell.
Finagle thing.
I really can't tell.
I think I'm glad you're here. I'm glad all the work you're doing. I'm glad all the work you're doing too, Courtney and Will. You guys are doing amazing work. And you know, these sunglasses or glasses you're wearing, you're looking very dapper today in the New Day, you know, shirt homage. It's very, you know, je ne sais quoi.
More.
She did not answer that. She did not answer that question. She gave a shit ton of comments, but did not say she was happy to see you. I just caught it.
I said that at the beginning of the statement. I am happy to see you.
No, you didn't.
Oh my goodness.
You gave great compliments, which we love, but you did not answer that man's question.
I need more.
Well, the questions
all these late nights I be putting in, I don't get no sleep, just be out here driving, doing TK's work.
Late nights.
This is sad. This is supposed to be a good day.
What are you doing in the late nights?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
I just asked you the question.
Been putting this brand on my back.
Mm-hmm.
All did go kind of long. It went into the late evening.
It's okay. One day. No, won't be today, clearly, but.
You know what? Ironically, I'll actually, now that you remind me of something, I'm gonna put it on the chat on the side. I could do you a good favor.
Okay. But it's Friday. I'm pretty sure there's topics to discuss other than TK's daily antics.
Well, yes. One thing I did want to talk about, which I think is perfect for all of us because we all are in this space in different capacities, as far as the wrestling content creators getting flagged from WWE TKO. And this has been, I noticed we tried something. I'm not going to tell you exactly what we tried, but we tried something during Mania. And I noticed, like, with the quickness, WWE is flagging stuff. I've noticed that, you know, certain content creators say they used to get into things, now they don't get into things. It's just the interesting place we're in right now. And, you know, I always thought it was kind of strange, especially when you went into the press rooms and you're asking questions about wrestling. So I'm kind of getting behind the scenes of it because it's wrestling. And you know that, you know, certain outcomes are, you know, how it's supposed to be. So you're asking these questions about something that is essentially written, but you're playing it off like it's not written. It's not like an NFL room or an NBA room. But, you know, content creators are kind of feeling it now. Do you think this is good or bad for the space? And we'll start with you, Will.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's bad how they handled it as far as this goes. Like, you know, I understand it from, you know, I look at it from all sides and I get, you know, TKO lose money by that happening, you know, because those are millions of views that turn into revenue that they not getting and not being in partnership with. Now, I get it. Do you need it? No. And I thought that there was a way better way for you to be able to handle this. Like, if you want to start having your videos copywritten and it's like, hey man, I've seen the music industry do that when people using music and stuff, and it had to switch over to Meta now having music embedded in order for you to use it. But there could have been a better way to approach this than attacking content creators whose this is their livelihood, not just doing watch alongs for the WWE, but you got people that got over 500,000 to 1 million followers that have gotten their account suspended and then lost it because of a video that they did that talks about that, which is your product. Like, if it was really that necessary, You started WWE ID, you started the WWE Club. Why don't you just start WWE Creators? Have people fill out for that stuff, become an official creator. And so when they're putting that stuff up there, either y'all can share the revenue, or at least you already know who is supposed to be using or allowed to use your content. It was just a better way this could have been approached and been handled. But it just goes to show you, like, what we've been talking about for the last, almost 8 months. We see them not caring about the audience. Now we're seeing you not care about the people who push your product out. But luckily for us, we live in a world now where it's not just you anymore. It's not where it's like, dang, man, I'm not going to get my wrestling fix. You are just opening the pathway for people to go watch AEW. Like, I've seen a lot of these content creators are now doing watch-alongs for Dynamite, Collision, and the PLEs that were doing just exclusively WWE. You're allowing us to go see other brands that are out here on the independent scene, like Reality of Wrestling, like GCW, like PTW, and Fourth Rope. And so luckily for us, we can go get our wrestling fix. And I think that's going to start being able to bridge the gap between where WWE is and where everybody else is. And eventually you are going to have to submit to the audience, because we do control it. We run it as much as you don't want to say it. But believe me, you're going to push it to a point where everyone going to go, I'm legit not watching this no more. I refuse to watch this now because of what y'all doing.
Courtney?
So I had to take a look at this because I'm looking at this as a little bit of twofold. Not only this, being a publicist, working with influencers, working with content creators, it is always a joy. And also, it really sucks that this is their livelihood. And also for me, working with some influencers in the lifestyle and hospitality space, because we always do that. We always do. And we did pay them. We always made sure the clients paid them, like regardless of anything else. But it's hard to watch because I have seen a lot of accounts that have mentioned this, especially with copyright. And it kind of goes back to Will said, copyright is very tricky, especially with the legal stuff happening. That is kind of like a twofold in a way, because you want to make sure you're very careful with everything and you don't want to get flagged. Unfortunately, for me in the comm space, I'm more concerned, how come you didn't reach out to your comms team, your social team, because they're the ones that kind of search through influencers a bit. And they always pick out like who understands the brand, who would be really good for that. And kind of being like, as Will mentioned, WWE content creators, that would be something to do. And also really like getting your comms team to strategize. It's like, hey, we can't lose this. Like, this is the audience that helped us build our brand. We can't get rid of the people that worked with us for day one. And also when revenue hits, that's also another conversation too. And I have seen some content creators are really getting in to AEW, TNA, New Japan, Stardom, even in the independent scene. I have seen them do it at Wrestle Open, Defy, House of Glory, so many other things. And there's opportunities there. It's going to be very interesting because TK, you said this a couple months ago, WWE is going into dark times. And this is going to be very interesting on how the role plays out. There is a lot of wrestling. Do not be informed of that. And also another thing too, because I've noticed this in the last couple of years. I appreciate anybody that's watching AEW or TNA, but if you have not watched it for at least more than a year, or you can't even name 3, I'm more than happy to help you out with TNA or AEW with that matter, because that's a whole different story. But I do appreciate everybody branching out to other wrestling companies. But this is going to be interesting to watch. And also with the fact to with WWE Club, because as CM Punk said, spineless, cynical, yes, people. That's pretty much all they want to hear. Just the positive, not constructive criticism.
Said.
I mean, I kind of see both sides, but I mean, it's very interesting when you want to cut the legs off people who are pretty much doing marketing for you. And like, don't you want people to be excited for your product and talk about your product, because that in turn, that's like easy marketing because you don't have to pay them to do that. They're just doing it because they love the brand. So it's a double-edged sword. But again, we're in a world where the suits are running things and they want things done a certain way with so much advertisement, and the way they want to market this, it's very positioned in a way where we want you to digest this the way we want you to. And just seeing how that is or was on the ground floor of Mania, it's geared away to where it's orchestrated. We want you to view this media in the lens that we want you to and share it, like it the way we want you. It's very much manufactured that way. And the only thing that's going to probably change that from the people who are in charge is to venture into other ways or other media, other wrestling companies that are going to just gladly take in what you're doing as a content creator. I don't think it'll last. I think it's just a hard era that we're in right now. And that's what sucks. But again, the company is telling you exactly who they are. So as a content creator, as a fan of wrestling, what are you going to do about it? You can choose to keep trying to fit in there, or you can just branch out. I mean, I enjoy all wrestling companies, independents, the major networks, things like that. I'll still keep watching WWE. I'm not a content creator per se, but it does suck for those who do rely on that revenue. And I hope that there's other opportunities for them to keep making money in this space that doesn't have to be so WWE TKO dependent. And
I
eventually,
think,
I mean, CEO Wednesdays might become a reality, Courtney. You might see a Mayor's All Elite graphic in the very near future, and it's not going to be anything you can do about it. You know, they didn't cut my number one faction out of WWE. That was kind of the last straw for me. I don't know what to tell you.
Over my dead body, you're gonna take over my day. Like that ain't happening.
You know, see that graphic come up on the internet to say Mayor's All Elite. I'm being a suit and bow tie like this.
Then you know what? Since I may be in person, why don't you do Watch On for Double or Nothing in Queens, New York? I mean, that's the next pay-per-view for AEW. That's Double or Nothing.
I like Queens.
Queens, New York.
Just in general.
There you go.
Just in general, you know. City, persons, you know, Queens. Like that's more than one meaning.
To piggyback off of all you guys have said, I definitely see it on both sides. At the end of the day, it's their company, or TKO is running the company. I think with content creators, what they really need to do, a really great guy to listen to is Gary Vee. He's been talking about this for years. It's kind of like what happened during the pandemic. You just kind of learned how to pivot, and WWE is, taking these views and the channels are shutting down. It's kind of like the people who say when they made $1 million, the hardest part's to make $1 million, but to come around and make the second $1 million, you've already kind of had the blueprint. So you have the blueprint as far as a content creator. You know what to do. It just, you have to kind of pivot and figure out another lane for yourself.
I tell everybody, man, get your own website.
Yeah. I mean, email addresses is that's a whole email addresses is, even though it might seem outdated.
No.
It's gold.
I'll tell you now, it's gold even more, especially after this purge Instagram just did. Like, I would implore anybody that's a content creator, anyone that has a following, like, go through your Instagram and like get everybody's email and just put it in a list. Because especially the way the algorithm don't put your content to where people's that follow you anymore, that's your direct line to talking to them.
Yep.
Like, I just did it with just the people I follow, and that's like over 2,600 people. But me talking directly to 2,600 people, like, hey, did you see this latest reel I put out? Did you know that these are some of the services I provide? Or check out this person. I'm now talking directly to them. So, like, it's something that I think is going to make a huge comeback. But we've seen it with this. We've seen it with YouTube. It's like, hey, like, YouTube is where you can make money. That's the last place where you can really make some big money outside of Twitch. But I would tell a lot of these content creators, like, man, go make your own website.
Well, Snapchat is throwing money at people too. Snapchat is throwing a lot of money at people. So if you're on that Snapchat chain, I know a couple people that they're essentially making their rent 3 times over just through Snapchat. So there's different ways. You just have to, again, be creative, and it's the business side. And this was something that I was talking to a lot of indie wrestlers at one point, the business side of wrestling and the business side of content creation. You know, unfortunately, being creative or being a wrestler is not enough in this era that we're in, given where everything is, you know, financially. So it's, at the end of the day, it's kind of almost like, you know, getting your seat at the table. Like, yes, you want to go to these events, and yes, you want to support WWE, but they don't want you at the table. Then you just create your own table and you keep it pushing.
But then also too, it's not like a crazy strike either that they're hitting you with. It's really just like, because a lot of people are saying like, oh, they're pulling all content creators. It's like, no, it's the folks that use the videos from WWE. That's it.
Videos and sound. Those are the two things. Yes. Yeah, those are the two things that really, because I see it pass through, and it's like I get it.
Yeah, so again, you can pivot from that. Like, you can still make stuff where you talking about WWE. You can still use images. Like, I have yet to be flagged on anything I put out with my images and stuff, because the only person that would probably get that is the photographer. But that goes under WWE. So it's like you said, just being able to pivot and do things, and even like the watch along stuff. Like, if you're doing a watch along, just post a picture of the match, so they know what you're talking about. Like, I think people got real, like, you know, I'm not taking a dig at anybody, but I felt like folks got real lax when it was like, oh, we're gonna do the watch along and put the match and what we talking about. And I was like, y'all wilding right now. I was like, oh snap.
It's kind of crazy because I can say this because I've posted a few, but it wasn't like I did AEW. It was just a few things. Like when Willow won the TBS title, I mean, that was huge. It's definitely for Women's Wrestling Talk. When Chris Jericho came back, that was huge. I did not know he was going to like my post and also share my story the next day, which I did tag him when I tagged AEW. So they do appreciate those little things. And I was very happy for that. But it's just learning to pivot and also really kind of finding a strategy, because there is a way to do it. And yes, Jeffrey, turn up your sound, because I try to do it on my TV, and also making sure to get focused in the match. But I usually try to pick like what things I can post as reaction.
Yeah, because I think that too, just like we had a new generation of content creators that don't know or come from that time where you had to be careful putting other people's stuff up. Like, you had to know, like how many seconds you can play a sound, how many seconds you can play a video just to get your point across, and you had to switch back quick.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, and that back in those days, in those days, there are times where I remember this. There's 2 videos, and I'm so pissed that I did not, you know, what I used to do when I was with AfterBuzz. I used to do interviews, as some of you guys know. And you used to download the interviews. No matter what you do, download your content, whether you're working for a company or not, because you just never know. And there's these 2 interviews. And one interview, this lady was talking about Prince. And I think they played like, I don't know, like less than 10 seconds. Let me tell you, by the time we finished that interview, within 24 hours, that interview was gone. Like, no, it's like that they used to just scrub the interviews, period. They wouldn't even give you a chance to take off or erase the song. Like, the interview is like, to this day, that's an interview that I wish I had, because that person's no longer on this earth. And there's another interview that I did with a comedian who is huge now, that he made mention of something, gone. Like, that's, and I think too, if WWE wants to push it, that could be an option too. So at the end of the day, it's just kind of like, it's content and it's creation. It's not WWE content creation. Like, yes, the majority of people, or a lot of people, are watching WWE, but I think this is also going to challenge the content creator to really, you know, rely on their creativity to get more people in the door, which is going to be harder. But I mean, if you about that life, you about that life. Another thing that we're about as far is Backlash. So Let's say John Cena says his Backlash announcement will shock the very foundation of WWE. We talked about this, I think, on Monday. And John Cena did say when he first started his retirement, I think it was last year, that he was going to be doing more, suit type stuff for WWE. I don't know if I asked you. I know said you weren't on the show. I don't know if I asked you, Will. Excuse me. I don't know. I know for sure said you weren't on the show on Monday. But do you think this having John Cena be a part of it, so closely now with whatever WWE and TKO is doing, do you think this is planned, or do you think they're just using him as like a band-aid? Like, okay, you guys are upset about this, but here's John Cena, be distracted by him. Do you think that's what the play is, or do you think this was always in the plan?
I think a little bit of both. I know, like we've seen in John, like Cena's interviews, that he was like, like he planned to transition to the back. I think just because of the way his retirement was rolled out, I think people didn't expect to see him back so fast.
Right.
And I think folks are still wrapping their head around that. Now, do I think that they do treat him like break glass in case of emergency? Absolutely. Do I think that it was like, hey, we do need a host for WrestleMania, we'll get John Cena. We're not selling enough tickets at Backlash. Well, let's get John Cena to announce something. So I think it's a little bit of both. But I think people just wrapping their head around it still, that it's there, and then trying to like not scream like one more match, because Triple H did the same thing and we didn't say nothing. Like Triple H smooth went into being the CFO and head of creative and just eventually stopped wrestling and was like, hey, I don't know if y'all know this, Hart can't take it no more, putting these boots down. I'll still be here like I was, I'm just letting y'all know, don't ask for one more match because it ain't happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what we seen with John.
Seth?
Yeah, I get the giggles out because I was about to say something in response to the Triple H thing.
I know you was. That's why
I'm trying to hold it. I'm trying to hold it.
All I could hear was pacemaker in my head as I said. I'm like,
the one more match is happening in Saudi though, but neither here or there. It's very shameful. I'll put it this way, just because it kind of, I'll say from my own perspective, it kind of detracts from what was the last time is now run, and everything that you want Gunther to be, as far as this guy that retired John Cena and sent him home. It's like, well, he's still here. He's still here doing stuff. I don't mind the hosting thing, but it was a last minute effort. If you would announce that to me in like January or February, then it would have digested better, because doing it like 2 weeks before the show, it was a ticket sales attempt. Same with Backlash, ticket sales attempt. Now, I caught tail end of what John was saying at WWE World Mania weekend. This is just going to be a WWE club announcement, which is another money grab. Whatever WWE club is going to be, sounds like another exclusive subscription you can have as a WWE fan. Whatever these people that have this exorbitant amount of money that pay for on-location experience, you're the audience for that. The common fan probably ain't paying for that unless it come with something special. But trotting John out here so close to his retirement and knowing that he doesn't have a heart to say no, that's where you got to draw like the line. And I think for John's sake, for his legacy as a performer, and for people who could really consider him greatest of all time, he got to start saying no to some of this stuff. Like, nah, I'm busy doing this, or I'm enjoying my retirement, or I don't want to be on screen. That is totally fine, because it's not John's fault that the product is failing. It's not John's fault that tickets are not being sold. It's a larger experience of a number of things, with the economy being bad, everything being too damn expensive, and putting John on my screen is only going to pacify that for the time being before reality kicks back in.
Courtney?
Desperate times calls for desperate measures. That's what's kind of sensing it in a way, because I mean, both of them just said it pretty much completely with John, because I know with John, ticket sales, and what do? You get John Cena. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it for Clash of Italy. Tickets are not going on sale, and who would you get? John Cena. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do it for SummerSlam later in the summer. Like, if ticket sales ain't going, John's like, here, when in doubt, always grab John Cena. He'll be able to do it. But I'm okay. I am okay. I don't have to see John as much because John, you're retired. It is not your fault because with the fact that we've said this the last couple months that with the product, it's not doing that great. Trying to find ways, it makes them look desperate, and also looking at not just revenue, but also the ticket sales in a way. Because we were having this conversation leading up to WrestleMania where they were having issues with tickets. They weren't selling properly for both nights as well. And they kind of said, hey, let's get John Cena to host WrestleMania that weekend. And it just kind of, tickets fell off. But it's going to be very interesting. I don't have a problem with John transitioning as a host. If he says he's not going to wrestle, he's not going to wrestle. But interesting on what's he going to say. I would not be surprised if it was related to WWE Club, which they have been promoting this thing desperately for the last few weeks, if we're going to be very honest. But yeah, John, it's not your fault, John. It's not your fault. We're not blaming you.
But he didn't even run to the ring at WrestleMania. I'm like, get this shit off my TV, man. You just don't dilute my imagination this close to retirement.
To be fair, he wasn't in uniform. So
no, but I mean, if he I didn't see the shoes. I was too far away. I don't know how slippery the shoes was, so I understand. But
this corporate Cena. You know what I'm saying? This is suit Cena, man. I walked down to the ring in my lemon pepper stepper or my Oakwood steppers. I don't think he got lemon pepper steppers. He don't do that no more. That's not the John we know, and that's why I said it's like people are still trying to wrap their head around like, damn, John Cena don't wrestle no more. Like he's really just like the behind the scenes guy.
Even during the segment with Danhausen, he was just like bubble wrapped. Like he was just there. Like, oh, I can't be physical at all. I'm just tucked in the
touch him. Don't poke, no nothing. Just bike skill.
Like that looks bad on screen being this close to the retirement. It looks so bad.
But do you think like behind the scenes, he's just more of a face versus actually making decisions behind the scenes?
I think he's just a face.
He's just a face, and then I think he still mentors behind the scenes as well. I think he'll still get in the ring and help talent figure out spots, figure out their characters, promos, things like that. But that's stuff that will never see the light of day. It's probably not recorded, but very much a, hey, we need to use your face to promote this thing. Like
same thing like he did with Bailey's like wrestling camp. Like he was in huge support any way he could and stuff. So I think that's it. Like it's just a face. I don't like John has never struck me as a person that's like, here's the direction I want to go. For someone I've heard in the interview where it's like, hey, like I've never came in and complained. I've never said anything. It's just like whatever it is they gave me, I took that and made the best of it. Like I don't see that changing now for him outside of now not being a wrestler.
All right, well, let's get into his Backlash predictions. What we got, Courtney?
Well, obviously, of course, it's tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Obviously, of course, the first hour will be on ESPN, where you could spend it for $30. Don't ask me why they're doing a 1 hour, I guess. But Backlash is happening in Tampa. Io Sky, Asuka, the match that should have happened at WrestleMania, but we're getting it at Backlash.
Who do you got, Will?
I don't care. I wanted this at WrestleMania. I don't care. I refuse to support a prediction for a match that should have happened in Mania. Nah. Don't tell. I'm gonna give a bad analogy like TK be doing. Don't tell me you gonna do something nasty Saturday and then wait till next Thursday and then want to give me half of what you were even supposed to give me Saturday.
That's very accurate. That's very accurate.
Wait, don't tell me you're gonna do something nasty on Thursday, but then do something nasty on Saturday. Is this what you said?
Well, clearly she's not paying attention. Just Who's picked next? Is it you, Mayor? Who are you selecting?
You know what? I'm gonna piggyback on what the councilman said. It's like on paper, this is a great match, and I'm happy that it's happening for the ladies on the PLE. But without the influence of Kyrie, I really don't care. Now, I think it's a 50-50 chance that it happens. We're getting a lot of rumors that she could appear, but it's like we've botched the whole build to this, and the Io Sky character itself, it's done. It's gone. Like Rhea Ripley gonna have to pay for her crimes for what she did to Io Sky with all this Rio stuff. You got Becky Lynch calling Io Janetti, and it's gonna stick.
Yep.
She won the triple threat last year, entering as champion in Mania in Vegas last year, and it feels like we're so far away from that as a character. Like, and then she getting punked every week. She just got misted during the one-on-one with Asuka recently this past Monday. Like, Asuka gonna win, man, and she has every right to. Like, Senpai gonna put belt to ass, and Io deserved that. She been disloyal, yeah. And if Kyrie don't show up, make it a squash match.
See what happens when you let the white woman in? You see what happens? They ain't never done nothing right. They always starting shit. World War I, white woman. Columbus Day, white woman. Roseville, Florida, white woman. Emmett Till, white woman. Michael Jackson. Diana Ross ain't white, but she was acting white. White woman. Always messing shit up. Now, Rhea then stepped on Io's back to get where she need to go and then just took all her aura. And you know what? Rhea's a succubus. Everybody be thinking it's so cute when she does this or she does a devil's kiss. That is culture vulture. She is gentrifying the swag, and I will not stand for it. For 4 years, people thought Rhea was Latino. How did we let her get away with that shit? People keep calling her mommy. Ain't nothing Latino in her, and ain't been nothing in her Latino for about a year and a half because it's been in Liv. Okay? When are we dropping that?
I'm just gonna move on to the next match.
Yeah, let's do that.
Pick, I mean, TK didn't do her pick.
Oh, yes, she did. Did you?
Who you pick, TK?
I think Asuka's gonna take it.
I'm just gonna pick Asuka for the win. She needs a win badly, not in the worst way, but she needs a win. Trick Williams, Sami Zayn for the United States Championship match.
First of all, that's not Trick Williams up there. I don't know what AI they use to make these graphics, but that is not Trick's face. TK, can you confirm? Because you know you.
Wow, I do not.
You've been very close to his face, I imagine.
Wow, y'all. I'm gonna get a cease and desist. Oh my goodness. What's the pick said?
This is another one where damn, I'm looking at Trick's face now. That really ain't his face. I'm glad that the United States Championship is being defended on a PLE. And in that same breath, this is a rivalry that needs to just discontinue because it's veering far off of what the goal was. I think Sami Zayn had some comments today this week about how WrestleMania felt different, how the things are shifting with his character. And it's really supposed to be a play on Sami hearing the cries of the fans, the go away, things like that, because he's slightly turning, because he's being a little bit more selfish, things like that. But I don't think Trick is the right antagonist to tell this story. It's just a bunch of diluted BS and then gingerbread funeral tonight. It's just really dumb. It feels like very much like Vince McMahon with the golden egg that we're seeing right now, and nobody knows what they're doing. With that being said, there's no need for Sami to get the title back. Trick Williams retains, but these two men need to get out of each other's orbit so they can continue to like elevate whatever their brand is.
Mm-hmm.
Will?
If Trick Williams loses, I will not be watching SmackDown for the foreseeable future. You let Mick Foley Jr. win this title back, I don't know what we're doing. But I agree with the mayor. This needs to end. Like you said, there's a funeral with a gingerbread man tonight, and no one has referenced the Muffin Man at all in this whole rivalry. Like, clearly AI is writing this stuff, because how did we not get that Shrek joke at all throughout any of this? But I think it should end. I don't think it does anything for either one of them. And everything I see with Trick doing and having Little Yachty out there, I'm just like, yo, why can't we get this prime promo with Carmelo Hayes standing across from here? Like it's right there. It's right there. And this is happening. So I'm going with Trick. I'm sorry. I'm going with Trick.
I'm picking Trick Williams to retain. I just want Sami Zayn to go heel for all I care, because you are not an underdog, sir. You need to go full heel mode, but you need to find the correct dance partner to be with, because Trick ain't helping you. I wouldn't even mind it. You tease it a little bit when it was him and Cody, but well, that just happened. So
Courtney, can I ask you PR wise, who does Sammy need to do that currently on the roster? Who can bring that out of Sammy?
Person that's been out, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens.
You mean bring the heel out of him, or like make him a heel, like a legit heel?
Legit heel.
I think it's Cody, man. You go kick Cody in the nuts one time. One, he'll get cheered. Two, it'll be believable. And also, shout out to whoever the writers in the back. Maybe we'll get this on Unreal on one of these episode seasons. Whoever's letting Trick Williams write his own material, good for you. Because I didn't watch SmackDown last week, but he said something along the lines of, you can ask the legend whenever I want it, I get that ass. He slid that in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know nobody. Hey, you know nobody in that room.
Crazy line.
But see, I hope they let him do more stuff like that, so they start to take it easier on other people who got swag like him. Because that's what I said about Thursday, like how I feel like they treating Jada Parker, because she's rough around the edges. They look at her like ghetto, or they look at her as like, you're not the black that we need to promote. And it's like, y'all hold her back and let everybody else step over her. And you saw that with like her and Callie Armstrong. And then the same way you kind of doing that with Jade Cargill. You take her being confident in herself, and it's like, nah, we got to make it heel and make her seem like she's a bad person for being confident in herself. So hearing Trick actually sound like, hey, like that's some shit we'd have heard him say with us at the house during game night. Hopefully that continues to be allowed, to where you get to see others get to do it, and we ain't got to be still playing this stereotypical black character that they think is presentable.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Councilman. Speaking of my client, Miss Parker, I don't know whose idea was to pair her up with Natty, but I'm on to you. And nobody asked for that.
Now hold on. Not personality wise. That ain't what she needs. She all right personality wise. But if she like, yo, you get the tutelage of Natty under you, wrestling wise, yo, Jada already wasn't nothing to play with. She finna be worse. Yo, imagine her with the skills of Kendall Gray. Lord.
I don't know. I'm just saying, for me, that was strike two, Hickenbottom. I didn't see my client get pinned by a backup dancer, and then seeing that with Miss Parker. Hickenbottom, you got one more.
I feel it.
And then we have this match right here. Seth Rollins taking on Braun Breaker.
No one cares. Nobody cares at all about this match. No one. This is a Monday Night Raw match at best. Don't nobody care about this at all. Please, like Trick and Sammy, end this tomorrow and let these two move on. We got bigger fish to fry, and these two people do not need to be continuing to tangle with one another. I need them in the world heavyweight picture having the tribal chief sweat. With that said, Braun Breaker.
I tell you what, Braun Breaker should win this after what we saw on Monday night. I think we're telling the story of like Seth burning all his bridges, not having any fans backstage, no friends, things like that. And then Braun's been getting the leg up on him time and time again. So I don't think this ends here. I think Seth Rollins is going to go full edge and like, hey, it's my duty to destroy the Vision type stuff. But at the same time, he loses this battle because it's going to make Braun look even greater, and that's what Braun needs. So I got Braun.
I'm going to pick Braun Breaker for this. This feels like a main event for Monday Night Raw to me. This should be on Raw. I'm going to pick Braun Breaker, and I think it's time that we need more contenders for the World Heavyweight title to really help elevate it. Plus, after that stare down with Roman.
You're talking about, Roman?
Raw. Yeah.
Oh, no, they're not giving Braun Breaker to Roman.
Oh, no, not Braun, but. Wow.
But,
not Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, but at least give him a list of contenders outside of Jacob. But I don't know about Braun Breaker, but I know people are like, oh, we want Oba. And after the stare down that Roman had with Seth.
That was money.
You can't do that till Mania, though. I
would love to see Braun answer Oba's open challenge because we didn't really get that at 1 and 2 in the Rumble. I think that's how you keep that fresh with superstars like that, but I don't trust them to do it.
Well, see, that's the thing too. Like I was talking about with Oba on Kayfabe when we were talking about the challenge. Like when it was over, that made me really think about Otis more and like, yo, man, I ain't seen Otis in a minute. Like he need to be back on TV because it was just like, yo, seeing the spots that both of them were doing. It's like it's not just a squash match. It's like, yo, you saw them kind of do some stuff. And I think with the more you go up on it, like you said, like you get a Braun Breaker in there, like Oba gonna give you a fire match.
Well, that's it. And then we have this tag team match. Kit Wilson and The Miz taking on Danhausen and a mystery tag team partner.
Councilman? God, where's that?
Oh. I got you.
Yeah.
For shits and giggles, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Omos that's gonna be his mystery partner, and he gonna hand him some money in a jar of teeth, and they gonna pick up the win. Like, you know what this match is. That's why it's like, I'm not mad at it, but I'm also just curious as to, like, why is this on a PLE? Once again, the tag team titles are not on the line at Backlash or a PLE.
That part right there.
But we got a tag match.
Random tag match. Neither IC title.
Nope.
Women's US title
Nope.
is being defended tonight, but not tomorrow. Cody's not on this card either. Yeah, this is something, especially with the betting favorites that Jelly Roll is going to be the tag team partner at Danhausen. Like, this is all around bad. Now, if you can squeeze out something of interest here, and maybe there's a WWE legend that is Danhausen's tag team partner, that would be fun. You can have a fun moment, but I don't expect them to really have the pulse of the audience that's watching this product. It's very tone deaf because, like, if it's Jelly Roll, I don't know who this is for. I have no idea who this is for. Only thing I'll say is very good on The Miz getting on a PLE because it's probably been a long time, and Kit Wilson actually getting in a PLE match. Very good for those two characters. But everything around this, knowing it might take like 10 minutes of the show, like, what are we doing? Like, really, what are we doing? And I don't even want to pick a winner because it feels arbitrary to the fact of what we're going to see. It's going to be a moment that we get to say, hey, yeah, this is his surprise, and Miz and Kit are going to lose.
Yeah. I'm just going to take a guess. First tag team partner just for giggles. And I'm picking somebody from AAA because I know, well, somebody picked Mr. Iguana. I'm actually going to go the opposite. I'll pick Psycho Clown or Royce Keys.
I can see Royce Keys. I could also see La Parka because like La Parka was randomly in the Royal Rumble. Like, was not expecting that. So I was like, I could see that too.
Yeah. So.
Who's somebody the Miz has beef with, like, in his career that we could see coming back?
I feel like that's a long list, but I was more so thinking along the lines like, who is? I get the Jelly Roll stuff when you talk about Kit, but I'm trying to think like who is from Tampa, like athletes, celebrities that are from Tampa.
Titus O'Neil.
Hey,
yeah,
yeah.
I ain't mad at it.
I can't think of it. I'm trying to think of sports teams. Like, what would be fun for the city of Tampa that is relevant to that city?
Well, the other one ain't here no more. He passed away, so it's not that.
Was it Tampa Rays, Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
But you also got a lot of like people there from like NXT that's in there performance centers wise. Like, so there's folks there that he can go and get that they may want to give like a brief little shine to or something like that. Like, I'm trying to think who's there that they might even try to use or something. And then also the thing we not rolling in could be a woman.
Could be.
Yo, what if it's Jordan Grace?
Oh my god.
Be a good spot.
Like I said, the possibilities are endless now with Dan House.
Endless possibilities. Either that or no, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna go there.
Go ahead, speaking of Texas.
Nah, I was gonna say Topanga because I saw her post.
Hey, listen.
Daniel Fisher, Topanga.
You get Topanga in there, now we got something. All I know is this, kid, if you mess one strand of hair up on Topanga, you gonna feel the toxicity from us. Just know that.
Especially for people who grew up with Boy Meets World.
We don't play about Topanga, sir.
No.
You call Topanga toxic, you might not make it out of Tampa. I'm just letting you know that.
It's been a long trip back.
You too, miss. You can also catch this work.
It's very true. They have.
Miz gonna be disappointed twice tomorrow.
Yes, he is.
And we have this final match. Roman Reigns.
Oh God, this feels like
Jacob
it doesn't fit
Fatu.
on this card. we had all that. Those are the previous matches. Then we get this. This don't feel like it fit here. This feels like it's too important for this card. Hold on. Let me take these off. If the co-main is that tag team match before this damn match,
no, I think that opens. I think that opens the show. I don't think it's followed. I think it's Seth and Braun, from what I heard, is that one. Then it follows Roman and Jacob.
I'm hoping that it's Asuka and Kyrie, because if you put that in the co-main, then I expect some type of surprise. Like,
yeah.
Well, I felt we talked about a bunch of fodder, and now we here.
We talked about a lot of Sunday night heat matches, and then we got our actual PLE match.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, I like what we're doing with Jacob. I like that the story is like, I just want to provide for my family, even if it means going through my family. I'm broke, I need to eat, and I need what the tribal chief got. All of it. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get it. And I like what Roman's retort is like, yeah, I'm taking care of your family, mine, and the generations after us. You don't know what it means to carry this weight. We're slowly seeing the Usos turn back into Roman's henchmen. And I feel like that ends with Jacob being a part of that family as well, along with whatever's remaining of the MFTs, because that faction is kind of no more now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Roman, I like that Roman said that he's not on his level in that ring. And I think Jacob's going to show that he is. Keep in mind, when Jacob debuted, they spent so long keeping these men apart from each other, not even touching. And now we're actually getting a match. So I feel like Roman will win the battle, but it's going to take some convincing to win the war. So I think we'll do this for like 2 PLE straight while you're trying to convince Jacob, because they're saying he's a loose cannon, wild card. We can't control him. But eventually that tribal chief control is going to loom over Jacob like everybody else it did before him. So, but this is the Fatu showcase right here. You're going to see that he's a main event player. And I think that's what they need, because he's quietly not a Raw superstar either. He's a SmackDown guy.
Mm-hmm.
So Roman retains.
Well, your pick.
I think Jacob gonna win. I think Roman finna say fuck y'all and get that belt to his cousin. After being asked to take a pay cut, be like, oh, I got y'all. Bet. Watch this.
And also, some of his dates in June have been reduced.
They said that was a clerical error. I was like, that's some bullshit. That's anytime somebody throw out it's a clerical error. Nah, that's some bullshit. Yo, I think he may make Backlash Tampa more memorable than we can imagine, and let that man actually become champ. And if you think about it too, if he became champ, that opens up so much of a lane for everybody that's on Raw to where you can now see them become champ, and we ain't got to wait for a long time. Like, to have it to where Roman is just like, I just wanted to beat CM Punk. That was it.
Yeah.
That y'all can have, and I became world champ. I'm not looking to have that long run like I had. Like, and now I've been told to pay, like, y'all been asking me to take a pay cut. Yeah, y'all can have this. I'm gonna go work on Street Fighter. Y'all let me know when y'all get this together.
I really want to pick Jacob in this match. I really, really do.
Do what you feel, Courtney.
I really, really do, after his promos the last couple weeks. Because like you said, it does open up opportunities, because we've been wanting to see Finn and Seth and Braun Breaker in the title picture, and it doesn't have to be waiting for CM Punk to come back, since he is taking a break. But I just have a feeling Roman's going to retain for some odd reason. And for the fact it's in his home state of Florida. But also with that too, I mean, he's going to get reduced dates in June. I don't think he's going to be at Night of Champions. I don't think so, but
I think at least that's one of the theories I read, is why he pulled those June dates, because he's not going to be on that card. So it's like, why be there for the build? But who knows? Who knows?
But
I just know they got taken down and they got asked to renegotiate his contract. And then I know Night of Champions is like when they crown King and Queen of the Ring. So I don't necessarily see him needing to be there for Night of Champions. But I can see him at Clash of Italy.
oh yeah, that's gonna sell, because I think he is gonna be there overseas leading up to Clash in Italy.
Because I can see that being the rematch between him and Punk.
But yeah, that wraps up Backlash happening tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. First hour on ESPN. But also, if you want to save money, we have the NordVPN. Will had the chance to watch it. TK had the chance to watch it. Nice and clear, everything, and you don't have to worry about adding an additional dime in. Just watch it on the NordVPN.
Yo, the faces we got after this prediction for this show just really tell you the state in which this PLE is in.
I guess we'll decide in the next 8 to 12 hours if there's going to be a watch along for that PLE. I will speak for myself, the mayor. I will be watching the Pistons game at 12 p.m. Pacific time sharp tomorrow. Depending on the result of that is if you will get a watch along or not from me.
I already have other podcasts that I will be obligated to be on. So I most likely will not be there for the watch along. Honestly, I'm gonna fall asleep. I can feel myself gonna fall asleep watching this.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting to get to the main event.
I might be able to promise a post show if there's no watch along. I watch it for sure.
I
might want to watch it comfortably because you don't need to see my live reaction for something that's not as monumental as this card.
Mayor, if you do a watch along, the councilman will assist. If you decide to do, I do a post show. Sorry, not watch along. Post show. Let's make sure that was said correct. I don't need Boza getting on here like y'all said y'all was doing a watch along. No. Post show.
We know we're crazy. I will be watching Backlash tomorrow. I will be watching it tomorrow, just on my own TV. I'll be watching it because I'll be very curious on how the setting's going to look like. But Jeffrey, Stairway to Hell is after Backlash. That's after. But that wraps up our Friday edition for WWT because we got to get out of here because Honey has a watch along for SmackDown and we got gingerbreads, Women United States Championships, and all that happening.
She's so excited for this watch along. She's so excited to sit here for 3 hours with all of that.
No, she's not. No, she's not. Said, where can people find you?
You can find me on Wednesdays because if the New Day show up on Wednesday, then the mayor's all elite.
Oh, God.
That is the only way the mayor will be all elite.
Oh my God.
But you can find me on these social streets at says on the Twitter bots thing. I'm actually using Threads now as well. Says the answer in the Threads, IG, TikTok. We're revamping the TikTok for content. Let me know what y'all want to see because I'm getting some great ideas from my peers here, and I want to be more sociable here in 2026. So we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna upload these interviews. I still gotta upload my Mania content. I'll do that this weekend so you guys can see what WWE World is like and all these other things I saw out in Vegas. And then check out the Hog content we posted. We will be at, I forget what it's called next week, Queen of the Ring or Queen of the Dream in Santa Ana, Ontario Comic-Con next week, and then Lucha Vavoom in Pomona, May 30th. We're going to be in the streets doing a lot of shows this month. So if you're in California, tap in with us.
Will, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Will Pharaoh, Pharaoh. Be sure to check out the latest edition of the Kayfabe podcast. We have a Kayfabe podcast every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard. And then you can also follow my Arcade Tokens page. I'm going to be coming out with a lot of content on there because it's monetized. And your boy needs to get paid, and he doesn't want to drive Uber or Lyft. So every view counts. We're going to be doing wrestling. We're going to be doing video games. We're going to be talking about nerd stuff. It's going to be a plethora of things for you to enjoy. So if you enjoy any of those things, follow Arcade Tokens on socials and the YouTube channel and Twitch, because I will be going live on Twitch Tuesdays and Thursdays starting next week. I will be live playing video games, having fun. Man, just make sure y'all come check it out. Take it easy.
Well, people can always find me chirping sporadically on WWT Live as I can. Wednesdays are for the timeless elitist with me, because I do watch alongs for Dynamite, because we are on the road to Double or Nothing in Queens, New York, because we are getting ready for that. Double or Nothing is happening around the corner, so there's a possibility I might be on site. Have to see that. Fingers crossed for the approval. But also with the fact too, you can also follow me on my socials at CourtneyNJ11, because I do have some content happening in the coming days. Also, make sure to check out ISPW Wrestling. I was on the call last Friday. It was super fun. We're going to put some clips up on socials, and also we're going to show you the full women's match between Vicious Vicky and Shaza McKenzie for the ISPW Women's Championship match. That was a good match. Also, with the fact myself and Honey will be at 80s Wrestling Con next week, because we are taking a trip back in time to the 80s, where we're going to have many, many people coming in, from Wendy Richter, Ted DiBiase, Coco Beware, the daughter of the original Dynamite Kid, Francine, and also maybe John Laurinaitis. You didn't hear from me? Maybe, but it's going to be very fun going back to the 80s. Honey and I will be doing some content throughout the day, and hopefully we do get a chance to chat with some of your favorite stars from the 80s. So make sure to check out ISPW Wrestling. Also, with the fact to shout out to the rest of our team. And also, it is Mother's Day this weekend, so we do want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day.
Except also, she lost her gift at the beginning of the show. If you missed that.
Anyways, if you do have a mother or an aunt or a godmother or somebody who was a mother figure in your life, just shower them with unconditional love this weekend, and also showing support to everybody this weekend. And shout out to everybody in the chat, our producer from the future, Dylan, Jeffrey, Boza, Special Little Nobodies, all of you for joining with us this weekend. And as I was saying, we may do a post show tomorrow for Backlash. It's a possibility, but thank you all for hanging out with us this past week. It has been a very crazy week in the world of wrestling, but we are here with all of you and supporting Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great weekend and see you on Monday.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.